This video is a nice review of the quadratic form and grouping. So we're going to start by using the quadratic formula, and we'll go through x squared equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. We could label here quickly. A is 2, b is negative 1, and c is negative 3. So as I set those up, I'm going to have 1 plus or minus radical negative 1 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 3, and that's all over 2 times 2. So then I go x squared equals 1 plus or minus 1, and then it becomes positive 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. And that's over 4. And then we'll do one more here. X squared equals 1 plus or minus radical 25 over 4. We'll swoop right up here. So x squared equals 1 plus or minus 5 over 4. So that means x squared equals 1 plus 5 over 4, and x squared equals 1 minus 5 over 4. Keep going. 6 over 4 and negative 4 over 4. So you can take the square root. When I take the square root, I'm going to get plus or minus radical 3 over 2. Over here, I'm going to take the square root, and I'm going to get plus or minus I. Okay, the other option you could use is to factor. You're going to make two sets of parentheses, and it's going to be 2x squared and x squared. I'm going to put the 3 here so that I'll have negative 3x squared, and then a positive 2x squared. And so then I set each one equal to 0, move the 3 over, divide by 2, take the square root, and you still end up with plus or minus radical 3 over 2, and over here you end up with plus or minus I. So now go ahead, pause the video, and try example number 2. Okay, the answers you should get for number 2 are x equals plus or minus radical 1/2, and x equals plus or minus 6i. Now we're going to do grouping. So the first thing you're going to do with grouping is make sure that you have it all on one side. Okay, so it's set equal to 0, and then I'm going to push a little line under the first two terms and under the third and fourth term. So with the first two terms, I find a GCF of x squared, and that leaves me with x plus 5. And then in the second two, I can pull out a negative 4, and that leaves me with x plus 5 again. Now that's pretty awesome, because now I can GCF the x plus 5 out, and I'm left with x squared minus 4. And then factor one more time, x plus 5, that'll become x plus 2, x minus 2, and my three answers will be x equals negative 5, x equals negative 2, x equals positive 2. Again, pause this awesome video so that you can try grouping on number 2. And the answers you should get are x equals plus or minus 3i, and x equals negative 7. All right, let's go on to example number 3. Here we go. Oh man, oh man, oh man. It's not all on the same side. So let's go right ahead. Let's subtract over this 6 and add the 2x. So x cubed minus 3x plus 2x minus 6. You'll notice I also put them in order from highest power to lowest power. So then I'm going to GCF at x squared, and I'm left with x minus 3. And then I'm going to GCF out of 2, and I'm left with x minus 3 again. And I can GCF those x minus 3's. Okay. And I will be left with x equals 3, and x squared equals negative 2. So x equals plus or minus I radical 2. Again, pause the video and try example number 4. Okay, great job. Hopefully you came up with x equals plus or minus I radical 2, x equals plus or minus radical 2, and x equals negative 5. There were more roots for this one because it was a higher power. Have a great night and get ready for the next video.